And now, Sportsline Friday night.
Welcome to a frigid Sportsline Friday night. I'm Eric Moon. Cole Sams joins us in a moment. Even with the nasty weather we've had all week, there has still been some great basketball played throughout our region. Many games tonight, unfortunately, were postponed or canceled, but we saw some great battles nonetheless. That includes a terrific matchup at the Dungeon tonight. Blackfoot and Hillcrest faced off for first place early this season in the 4A High Country standings. Off to Ammon we go for the Broncos and the Knights. In their first meeting of the season, Blackfoot scored the first 2 baskets of the game, and both came from Dawson Jackman. He gets the roll on the first one, then picks off a pass a short time later and finishes up and under for 2 more. He's fired up for the Broncos. But the Knights woke up later in the quarter. First up, Gavin Hepworth finishes strong on the glass for a pair. Then defense turns into offense. Ben Morris has the steal. Talon Taylor gets the assist, and Hepworth finishes the fast break on a terrific play by Hillcrest. Later on, Matthew Trenkel wants it on the fun from deep. Bullseye! Hillcrest up 5 after the first quarter, and the Knights are victorious 70-58. Skyline Grizzlies trying anything to keep warm on this frosty Friday night, and it worked as they pass it out to Amani Morel. He sinks the 3 to take the 1-point lead. Trojans toss the ball around this time to Reggie Groom. He goes underneath for the hook shot. That's going to go for him. Then Groom steals the Grizzlies ball. He runs it down the court for an easy layup this time. Rigby now with the 2-point advantage. Trojans pass to Rich Neild. He's in the corner. The corner 3 is there. You bet it is. Rigby adds to the lead, but Skyline running down the shot clock later in the quarter. The pass is to Lincoln Searle to end the first. 14-13, Grizz in front. Rigby, though, goes on to win 51-45.
After a tough 1-point loss to Preston earlier this week, the Pocatello Thunder were ready to regroup tonight at the Pit, facing off with the Shelley Russet team that is coming off a dominant win over Idaho Falls. The Thunder would cause a storm in the first quarter, with the big man Gage Ontiveros making his presence known. Julian Bowie with a nice post feed to Ontiveros for the easy 2 points. And then Bowie breaking ankles with a beautiful find to Ontiveros for 2 more. The big fella can pass as well, finding a wide open Kessler Vaughn who cans it from 3. The Boise State signee getting in on fun with a strong take to the rim. Now Shelley trying to stop the bleeding. Henry Higham with a tough take right through Ontiveros' body. But he gets his revenge right back down the floor with another finish down low. Pocatello will go on to get the win tonight over Shelley, 77-45. A rivalry showdown at Century with the Diamondbacks facing off with the Highland Rams. Century making a second half surge. Jordan Wilkinson drives baseline and lays it in. And then Adrian Gonzalez gets the snake pit on their feet with a catch and shoot 3 from the top of the key. Zach Gillespie cuts the deficit to just 2 with the pull-up jumper. But the Rams would start to get it rolling down the stretch. Owen Wild is money from the corner with seconds to go to end the third. And then Ridge Barella with a crafty move inside and gets the runner to fall as Highland sweeps the season series over Century with the win, 59-46.
The ball is tipped on a crosstown District 93 battle. It's Thunder Ridge versus Bonneville in the Hive, where the Titans stain first. Camden Bateman steals it from the Bees, and the reverse lay-in is on target to get Thunder Ridge on the board. However, defense reigns supreme in the first quarter on both sides. Mason Hackbarth says, "This paint ain't big enough for the 2 of us." That lay-in attempt is rejected. At the other end, Bonneville returns the favor when Boston Jardine says no. Big-time block there. The Bees did not score, though, until the very end of the quarter. Zach Lundblade swishes home a 3 to finish a period that featured only 8 combined points. Both teams eventually got going on offense, and Thunder Ridge scores the close win, 51-48. Unfortunately, the list of hoops games that were not played tonight is a long one. The first cancellation came last night for Madison at Idaho Falls boys hoops. Kimberly and Snake River was also off for tonight in Blackfoot. Smaller schools with more travel were affected the most by weather. Butte County at Grace in both boys and girls hoops was postponed. That is also the case for Chalice at Water Springs and Mackey at Grace Lutheran. The Chalice Water Springs games are rescheduled for Saturday at 1:30 for the girls and 3 o'clock for the boys. The Mackey Grace Lutheran games are rescheduled for January 25th. In addition to those matchups, 3 other meetings in both boys and girls hoops were postponed or canceled. Those games are led over at North Gem, Clark County taking on Rockwood, and Showband versus Taylor's Crossing. Also of note in girls hoops, Marsh Valley at American Falls, Soda Springs at Westside, and Malad at Aberdeen were also called off tonight.
Well, still ahead despite our winter weather. It's not too early to think about baseball season. We'll tell you about the Idaho Falls Chuckers' new manager next on Sportsline Friday night.
Are you ready to transform your life and embrace a healthier, happier you? At Nourish and Flourish, we offer groundbreaking solutions in weight loss treatments. Suppress your hunger and quiet cravings while accomplishing weight loss that really works. Dedicated professionals backed by science and innovation with a deep understanding of weight loss challenges offer effective, customized plans tailored for your needs. Nourish and Flourish, your premier weight loss center in Southeast Idaho.
You won't find a better deal on mattresses than at Hidden Treasures. We've got over 30 mattress sets starting at $388 and down on queen size sets and $488 and down on king size sets. Bring your trucks and bring your trailers and sleep on it tonight.
I am studying to be a NICU nurse to give back that same care that I received. I was born at 26 weeks and was in the NICU for 89 days.
There were ups and downs. There was 6 weeks on a ventilator, lots of different infections and surgeries. It did not end at her discharge.
Even when she was hooked up with a lot of wires on her, I knew that she was going to be a fighter.
The U.S. remains among the most dangerous developed nations for childbirth due to access to care, health inequities, and priority of maternal and infant health care. Having a support system like March of Dimes, it's needed, it's necessary.
After attending the March of Dimes class and hearing Lauren's story, it gave us a mission to be Brooks's #1 advocate.
Improving maternal and infant health is as important today as it was then. Join me in making a difference in the lives of families everywhere.
Choose the news that's important to you with the local News 8 app. Click on the grid at the top and choose the news you want to see. Download the local News 8 app today.
Welcome back. A former big leaguer is the new manager of the Idaho Falls Chuckers. The team announced yesterday they have hired Troy Percival as its next manager. A 14-year MLB closer, Angels fans will especially remember Percival from the greatest moment in the franchise's history. He recorded the final out in Game 7 of the 2002 World Series, closing out the only title the Angels have won to this point. Percival also brings coaching experience to Idaho Falls. He was the head coach at his alma mater, UC Riverside, from 2014 to 2020, and this will be his first managerial job in the professional ranks. The new manager tells us what he's looking for from his team and his players this season.
I'm not a guy that cares that you have the best skills, but I want a team with a lot of heart, a lot of backbone, guys that, they know what it takes to win. I want guys that are grinders. That's not really a broad term for me. Maybe for some people it is, but guys that will fight in the 9th inning with 2 outs and down 5. The game's not over till it's over. And those are really attributes that are not that easy to find anymore. So that's one of the first questions I've been asking all my coachmen. I don't necessarily need your most talented players. I need your best grinders, your gamers.
Percival replaces Dave Clark after 1 season. Clark was named the Houston Astros first base coach last month. The team also announced yesterday that pitching coach Bob Malacki and bench coach Billy Butler, who are also both former major leaguers, will return for the 2024 season.
The Utah Jazz are on a roll, and they stayed hot tonight with a blowout, 145-113, to sweep the season series against the Toronto Raptors. 145 points is the most the Jazz have ever scored in a regulation game at the Delta Center. That's 4 wins in a row for Utah, and 7 in its last 8 games to get back to 500. The Jazz's 6-game homestand continues tomorrow night at 7:30 with a duel against the LA Lakers, as Utah goes for 5 consecutive victories. North of Salt Lake City, though, the Idaho Falls Spud Kings were shut out in Ogden, losing 1-0 to the Mustangs. Tucker Ninibetne was spectacular in net for the Spud Kings, despite the loss, stopping a whopping, get this, 58 shots. These two teams face off again tomorrow night at 7:05 inside Hero Arena at the Mountain America Center.
Running out of time here at Sportsline Friday night, so here we go with our top plays of the week. We'll begin with Water Springs Boys Hoops at number 3. Jackson Oldiner going behind the back up the court. He gets the return feed from Luke Matheson for the nifty basket. We head to Rigby for a similar play at number 2. It's Cambry Barber, the BYU commit, going full spin cycle on the Skyline Grizz as part of Rigby's dominating win Thursday. But our top play of the week is Dunktastic. We head to Skyline, where Madison's Barrett Wilson says, "Hello, how do you do?" That slam helped the Bobcats win big on the road last Saturday. You saw him play. Barrett Wilson and the Madison Bobcats, one of the best teams, one of the best players in the state, too.
Yeah, they're going to make some noise in 5A for sure.
All right, have a great night. We'll see you next time on Sportsline Friday nights.
Your local news is now available on any of these streaming services and devices.